Here are 21 apples. Put a ring around 1/3 of them. So to find out how many apples we need to put a ring around, we need to find 1/3 of 21. Now remember, to find a fraction of a number, if it's a unit fraction, so if it's a fraction where the numerator is 1, all we need to do is divide by the denominator, and 21 divided by 3 is 7, because 7 times 3 is 21. So 1/3 of 21 is 7, which means we need to put a ring around 7 apples. Now it doesn't matter what 7 apples we choose, as long as we have 7 apples within our ring. Continue this sequence. We have 296, 297, 298, 299, so next we have 300 and then 301, because we're counting in ones or adding 1 each time. So it's important that we understand that from 299, if we want to add 1 more, we already have 9 in our ones and 9 in our tens, so that's why our hundreds digit needs to change as well. The 4 sums below can be completed using only the numbers 1 to 8. Use each number once to complete the sums. One sum has been done for you. So 1 plus 5 plus 6 is 12, because 1 plus 5 is 6, and then 6 plus 6 is 12. So we have 5 and 6 crossed off. Now the difficult thing with this question is that it says use each number once, so we can't use any of these numbers in more than one box. So what we can do is just try out different numbers, and then if we find it doesn't work, we can rub out what we've done and try something else. So we have 2 plus something equals 12. Well, let's put 8 in this box here, and 2 plus 8 is 10, so we need 2 more to make 12. So we can cross off 8 and 2 to remind us that we've used those numbers, because we can only use each number once. So now 3 plus something is 12. Well, if we write 3 plus 7, that makes 10, but then we need another 2 to make 12, but we've already used the 2. Or if we tried 3 plus 4, that would only come to 7, and then we'd need another 5, but 5 has been used as well. So clearly we need to try something else, so let's start again. Instead of writing 8 in this box, let's write 7 in this box. 2 plus 7 is 9, and then we need 3 more from 9 to get to 12. So let's cross off 7 and 3. Now 3 plus something is 12. If we write 8 in this box here, 3 plus 8 is 11, and then we need 1 more from 11 to get to 12. So let's cross off 8 and 1. So the numbers we have left are 2 and 4, and 6 plus 4 plus 2 equals 12, because 6 plus 4 is 10, and then 2 more takes us to 12. So we have our answer. We've used each number once, and we've made sums that total 12. The clock shows the same time as one of the watches. Draw a line to match the clock to a watch. Well, if we look at our clock, we can remember that the shorthand is the hour hand, and we can see that that's gone past the 12, so it must be 12 something. But if we look at the watches, we have 1:30, 10 o'clock, 12:30 and 6 o'clock, so it must be 12:30. And the reason it's 12:30 is because the minute hand is on the 6, and if the minute hand is on the 6, then we know that it's half past. That's because we count minutes in fives, so we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Sally buys crisps and an apple. Tick the coins she needs. We can see that crisps are 20p and an apple is 17p. So altogether, if we add 20 and 17, we know that Sally must have spent 37p. Now 50p is too many, so we don't want to tick that. Then our next largest coin is 20p, so we can tick that. Then our next largest is 10p, so if we tick that, 20p plus 10p is 30p. Then if we tick the 5, that's 35p, and then another 2 pence takes us to 37 pence, because 20 plus 10 plus 5 plus 2 is 37. Here are 4 number cards. We have 45, 55, 67 and 32. Jade picks the 2 cards which have a difference of 22. Which cards does she pick? So for this question, it's really important that we understand what they mean by difference. The difference is what you get when you subtract. So Jade has picked 2 of these cards, and when she subtracted the numbers that are on the cards, she's got an answer, so a difference of 22. Now if we work out 67 minus 45, we get 22. So the cards that she's picked are 67 and 45. Now one way to solve this question is to draw a number line and write the numbers that we have on the cards in order. So we have 32, 45, 55 and 67. Now from 32 to get to 45, we need to add 13. To get from 45 to 55, we add 10. And to get from 55 to 67, we add 12. So 45 and 67 have a difference of 22, because if we add 10 and then add 12, that's adding 22 altogether. So the difference is 22. But to find the difference, rather than counting on, we can usually just subtract. Circle 2 numbers which add up to 150. So let's say we have the number 63. What do we need to add to 63 to make 150? Well, to work that out, what we can do is subtract 63 from 150. So we can use column subtraction, and when we do that, we get 87. So 63 and 87 make 150. Now this question can be confusing because we have the word add in the question, but to solve it, we need to subtract. So we need to remember that subtraction is the inverse to addition. So if we add 87 and 63, we'll get 150, because in a subtraction calculation, if you add the answer and the number that you're subtracting, you get the number that you start with. Now there are other possible solutions here. We could have chosen 64 and 86, 65 and 85, 66 and 84, and you can see what we're doing here is making this top number one bigger and this number on the third row one smaller. And that works because if you make one of the numbers in addition one bigger and the other number one smaller, you'll get the same total. So we could also have 67 and 83. But now, what if we chose 73? Again, we can subtract 73 from 150, and if we use column subtraction for that, we get 77. So we could choose 73 and 77. We could also choose 74 and 76, but we couldn't choose 75 because the question says circle two numbers, and if it says circle two numbers, we can't circle the same number twice. Ben wants to buy a packet of biscuits. He gives the shopkeeper 65p. The shopkeeper says, "You need 25p more to buy the biscuits." How much do the biscuits cost? Well, we know that they cost 25p more than 65p. So we need to add 65p and 25p to find out how much they cost. We can use column addition for that, and we get 90, so the biscuits must cost 90 pence.